Okay, this was a pretty fun one. I enjoy teaching it. This is a creative one about what came from the egg. That's what I call it. So once again, the time slot I choose. Well, I have a Friday theme time, which is the best time for me to film these types of lessons because the other ones are too, like, I have to follow a certain format. I can't. Pause this for a second. So, yeah, I had to put them in this way, which is not bad at all, actually. I've learned from previous lessons where we have this particular theme class and where we can't use the tables. So now we've started doing it this way. Works great. I have room to move between them. They are in rows, which is fairly organized. I brought the materials, as you can see over there, with me, so I don't need to go get them. I forgot to wheel the board over because I'm so used to just having the board behind me to use. Because I'm only allowed to use the computer so much, so I tend to wheel the board over the computer so that I can leave things on. If I need to show something again, I can just wheel the computer out of the board out of the way, and the image is still there. So what I'm doing here is they know a little bit about things that come from eggs, but because it's a creative lesson, it was about coming up with your own things of what could potentially come out of an egg. This is a normal one. So that's the language, as I want to know about the word hatching. This is a normal one. I guess this one is sort of fiery. I drew these up. It's not that clear. I wanted to let them reveal it the way I did it, but I couldn't get Amanda to sit in such a way to let the others see. So I only did it the one time and then left it. Because she has to see it and they have to see it, so this was a bit. That wasn't too bad, but it took a bit too long to organize her to do it, so I'm just going to do the rest myself. So these are completely fantastical, and it's just about fantasy and having fun and creativity. You can't see that, but it's like a bird with blue spots on it, same as the egg. So the idea is that uh, things that come from the egg, they're not dissimilar to what the egg looks like. Skip ahead a little bit because I'm not going to be able to finish if I. Oh, so that egg had hearts on it. So it was recommended actually by, who was it? I can't remember, another teacher, to do a bit more creative stuff because they're taught so much to just follow the rule that they forget to be creative at all. I was hoping they can make their own egg. They ended up copying a bit my eggs, but that's okay. Okay, just going to go get the board because they have to fill in what the birds did. Getting a bit agitated with them. Again, it's been a polluted week. My temper is not great when I feel sick from pollution. Yeah, so they already know basic things it can, it can't. We've been practicing that. This is, like I mentioned before, the semester is reading and writing orientated. We already did the comprehension of some of these basic things. Now I want them to read and write them. They know these actions. I want them to use it and put it on a paper. So I'm planning on helping them with the name. And then they just have to pick one word from the board to fill in on the other sentence, and then they have to read it. I think we ran out of time for the reading part because the lunch tray tends to come in a bit early and then things get a little bit disorganized and then I have to stop. They're going to make it exactly the same as mine, just a mini version. I've been working on controlling my voice when I do get agitated to go louder but not necessarily angrier, which is hard, especially like I mentioned when I've got a headache for a week that won't go away due to the pollution. And tired as hell because I get up at 4 in the morning and work finishes at 5, so I only get home at 7. It's a long ass week. This particular day, I started this class agitated because I asked for these pages to be printed a week ago. I never got them. I finally got them 2 seconds before teaching. So I was stressing out and didn't know if I was going to have a material to teach. I really prefer having my paper ready, all my materials ready, know exactly what I'm going to do a day in advance, a few days in advance is the ideal, so that when I walk into class, I know what I'm doing, I know I have everything, not running after things last minute. Ay, Karen. No, that's rain. They're starting to move around again. I want them so badly to just stay without. Maybe if, yeah, I should have brought their chairs with, because then they can't move around as much because they have their chairs and they kind of anchor onto their chairs a lot. Okay, this is no good. Let's skip it to where they've moved. She wanted a new paper because one of these boys here made a little tear in it. Luckily, I asked for some extra paper. They don't like giving you extra, but when you're dealing with kiddies, you need extra paper because there's going to be accidents. Okay, there we go. Moon's sitting nicely, so I'm going to help her. But she wants me to draw a picture for her. I'll help with the writing and the reading. I'm not going to draw it. So he wants to erase and start over, but there's nothing wrong with this picture, so keep going. We don't have that much time. That's fine, just going to go get the glue and the scissors. They're already doing the thing, so that's fine. Oh, Jason's butt. Just telling her to pick one word off the board to finish the sentence. That's all she needs. He wrote the word in the wrong spot, so I'm just helping him fix it. And I'm writing, he wanted the word firebird. So I'm just writing it small, and then I ask him to rewrite it in his handwriting on the paper. This is where, I think this is the part where they destroy poor glaze paper again. They're doing a good job of, doing the egg and making a bird. Jimmy did a good job on his page, this little guy. He made quite a cool one. Jark is really, really low level. I can see now they're goofing off. They're not actually doing everything I asked. A whole lot of not doing anything going on over here. It's not the end of the world, I guess. Doing something. Oh, Jason, you're so mean. They're drawing for each other. Little sneakies. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit over here. Okay, so yeah, well, Jason was moving and hurt Claire's paper, so I'm just getting her a new one. Poor baby. Okay, so he's ready to stick the egg over the thing. I'm going to help him do that. Okay, he's doing a good job. Getting Jason to move because he's destroying poor glass paper again. Alright, skipping ahead or running out of time here. Skipping ahead some more. Everybody managed to finish the assignment and write the word, which was great. It all made sense. I had them practice saying their sentences for homework at home, because I could record the basic sentence structure and they could just add their word themselves. This is something they're going to be tested on anyway. It's just using language. Now that they know some words and sentences, how to put things together themselves, and that's language acquisition, is having fun with it and trying things out and making your own sentence, right? Not just follow the teacher's structure all the time. Copy this one sentence over, fill in your own, choose your own word. So this is the beginning of that. I'm still giving them the sentence and they're filling in their own word. Hopefully they'll go on to elementary before we can get to the point where they can make their own sentence fully. For the most of them, Star's fine, Miranda's fine, Edward's fine. She put a letter in the wrong spot of her own name. But they all did a good job. They followed an instruction well. It wasn't too chaotic, not too noisy. And they did a fun thing. They enjoyed that, That's all. That always feels good at the end when you teach a good lesson and they followed the instructions, so they understood it at least. Maybe learned a little bit of English, had some fun. Because when they do it, they learn. Okay, we're pretty much at the end of it. the lunch will come in soon, and then we have to move. Some of the kids had already, while this lesson was going on, started going home. It's basically the end of it, so I have to stop here. Skip ahead a little. There's a couple more finishing up real quick. Just getting their papers one by one, tidying up a bit. Basically it.